Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to be going over part 3 of a story I covered last week, which is titled, My Wife Claimed Had Been With Only One Man, and then I found a video of her servicing 5 guys and a gal. And guys, that's the story about the guy. Quick recap here. Married to his wife for 7 years. They have a daughter together. And his marriage, let's just say their bedroom life isn't very exciting. She is not interested at all being adventurous. No BJs, no fun, different type of positions. She claims she's only ever been with one man before. And then lo and behold, one day he finds out about her past. He finds video of her, like I said, servicing 5 guys and a gal. All holes being used. Plenty of things you can imagine. So as you can imagine, he had obviously a bad response to this whole thing. Because no guy wants to obviously be lied to, and no guy wants to be with a gal who settled for him. And this goes to show you, as I tell you all the time, the girls will very commonly settle for the nice guy. And that nice guy will not get all the bedroom action, if you will, that the bad boys, the guys she really like, got. They get the bare minimum just to rope him in so she can have, obviously, benefit from, resources and his support and all that, and the story. And it's a story as old as time. And he confronts her. She has a meltdown over it, claiming that, I didn't think he'd want to do those things. Yeah, right. Amongst many other things. And he was thinking about divorcing her. And part 2 was him back and forth with her reasoning behind it, keeping it from him. He can't trust her. He thought about having an open marriage. That will solve their problems, which is a bad idea, and I made that quite clear. As open marriages always are a bad idea, no matter who proposes it. And I said that I responded saying, look, if you're that unhappy, and she's obviously not in love with you, and she's lied to you all these years about her past, then you should end it, move on, because you're not going to get over this. But the open marriage thing's stupid idea. And it ended with him back and forth with her, to him finally saying, you know what? That's it, I'm done, I'm getting a divorce. And her meltdown, all that. Now we're on to part 3, where things left off, to see what happens with him and her. So he picks up saying, first of all, thank you all for your support. I understand a lot of people hate me too, but for those who did give me legitimate advice, instead of telling me my feelings are wrong, thank you. I told my older brother everything. We've always been discreet discussing relationships, so this was new to me. His older brother is an attorney. He comforted me and advised me. First of all, he told me it would be in my best interest to stop having sex with my wife until I decide what I want to do. That's a good idea. I told him I was unsure because I want to have the stability of my family, but I resent my wife. I told him how last time I tried to talk to her, and I said really mean things to her, so he offered to join me so I don't ruin what's left of my wife and my relationship. Well, if obviously he resents her, this is not a good thing. Sure, you can have couples that have fights and have hard times, but for him, this is something he's not going to forget, okay? And obviously, through her actions, she's demonstrated that he's not that important to her, okay? And remember, by the way, guys, I forgot to mention in the previous videos, she kept offering to do anything he wanted. But he's like, no, I don't want you to do it because you feel like you have to keep me. I wanted you to do it all along because you wanted me, that you were attracted to me. And I can't blame him. He says here, I asked my wife if she'd be up for meeting with us. I don't remember the exact details, but here they are. Now here's a breakdown of their conversation. He says, before you go any further, understand that I want the truth, not what you think I want to hear. Good luck with that. I don't think staying with you would be doing me or you a favor if our foundation is bad. I don't want you or I to grow up to become bitter over this, so please be honest. And she says, I swear I won't lie to you. I know we can work together. Honey, you've been lying to him early on. Now, let's be honest here. Everybody has skeletons in their closets, okay? Both men and women. And women really have skeletons in their closets. And some have an entire cemetery, Arlington National Cemetery, of skeletons in their closets. She's got a lot. So I don't want to hear, I promise I won't lie to you. Anyway, he says to her, look, I'll tell you my honest feeling. I don't care if you had a promiscuous past. Seriously, that's the least I could care about, and you know that. Smack. Well, he should care. Look to me, this is how I feel. When I married you, I went on the premise that I would give up everything for you. And you know that I meant it, and that I'd take a bullet for you or our daughter. Or the money I make, I barely spend any on myself. It's always been for you and her. Does this not sound like nice guy behavior? To put the wife on the pedestal, make all the sacrifices for the wife type of behavior? And what does that get him? Right? So I tell you guys, you got to come first. Now, when I married you, I thought over time you'd open up to me sexually. But the reason why the video crushed me were these random guys that didn't commit their life to you. They got more out of you sexually than me, who lived his life for you. Because you were the nice guy she settled for right here. She wanted those guys. She wanted to get their approval, their validation. She didn't have to fight for your validation, dude, because she had you. You were giving up everything for her. It was the biggest insult to me, and it's crushed my confidence. She says, "I'm so sorry I hurt you so much." Sure. I knew you dated SLUTTY girls before, but I didn't want to be another one of your girlfriends. I really liked you and wanted more than that. You're the most attractive guy I've ever been with, and I promise you that. Even before we dated, you've been with girls hotter than me, and you know that you are very good looking. I've always been instantly attracted to you. I know we weren't really adventurous in the bedroom, but even after all the years of marriage, we still had a lot of sex. He said they had the sex, but it was boring. And she didn't want to do this or that when he saw video footage of her doing all sorts of things. So to him, I don't care if you're attracted to me or not. You obviously weren't that attracted. He says to her, "Be completely honest with me. If I didn't find the video, were you ever planning on opening up to me in that department? Or would you be doing missionary to your grave?" Missionary, huh? Shocker. She says, "I always wanted to do more with you. I really did. I really did. It was hard holding myself back." What a load of crap. Come on. "I didn't want to come off as doing them too quickly, but you stopped asking, and I was scared to initiate all myself." That's a load of crap. There isn't a guy out there who wouldn't love a girl to just go buck wild on him. I mean, come on here. As long as, and his wife, even as long as she's good looking and takes care of herself. I read that if you try to spice up stuff in the bedroom randomly, then your spouse will think you are cheating. I know I don't have an excuse, but I really was just waiting for something. No. He obviously tried to initiate before and didn't get him anywhere, so eventually he just threw his hands in the air and gave up. But he was again the nice guy, thought if I do all these things for her, give her the perfect life, make things easy for her, she'll love me more. And look what happened. He says, "As much as I want to believe that, I have a really hard time believing it." She says, "Can you try it? And if you don't think I'm being genuine, you can leave. I love you, please." The brother says, "Give it a shot, OP." So she's offering herself on a silver platter to this guy. And, well, if he wanted to obviously have some playtime, to do all the things you ever want to do, now's his shot. But again, it goes back to the fact that he wants her to really mean it. And he's not buying it. He's not buying that she's sincere. What he thinks, and in my opinion, he's accurate, is she's doing this to keep him, to not lose her meal ticket, to lose the emotional support, for her to have to go through a divorce. You know? I mean, there isn't a guy walking the planet that would want his gal to be adventurous with him. I mean, come on here. She says, "We can do whatever you like. I promise, and if you want, we can also bring in other girls into the relationship. I'll be yours completely." Red flag. If she truly loved him, she would not want other girls touching him. It's bullshit. Okay, so right there, she's just giving herself up. I said from the beginning, he should end it with her. Not do the open marriage, it's a bad idea. Just end it. Right there. She truly loved him? No. He says, "Be honest with me. Do you actually think doing those things? Do you actually like doing those things? I love you and you're the mother of my daughter, and the last thing I want to do is anything that hurts you." She says, "I promise I do. I've always wanted to be yours. We've been living together for 5 days now, and things have gotten better. My anger definitely has died down. We have been intimate together the first couple times afterwards, and she would hold on to me and start crying." I thought his brother, the lawyer, warned him, maybe you don't want to be intimate right now. He says, "I really hope my wife is being sincere. From her expressions when we've been having the sex and just being together, I think she's being sincere. However, I'm the same idiot that was fooled 7 years ago, so I don't know if I will ever know." So I'm going to say what we're all wondering here. Now that he's initially sounds like he's giving her a second chance, and they're being frisky together, is he getting more than missionary? I'm not hearing anything yet. I want to know. Is he getting more of the missionary? Is he getting the BJs? Is he getting all that? Because if he isn't, what the hell is he sticking around for? But even then, it's just not right. You know it. And after all this, he's still going to have doubts. Lots of doubts. And again, about her past, what she's telling the truth. Can I trust her? Is she doing these things because she wants to or because she's desperate to keep me around? Important questions to ask. And the fact, again, that she offered women, that's a bad sign. Regarding her offers about bringing other women into her marriage, I told her right now I have no desire. I think we have enough things to deal with. Before the whole ordeal, we were planning on having 3 kids. I'm finally starting to come to some peace. I think we'll be staying together. Smack. It's not going to work out, dude. He fell for the waterworks. Now, let me just say this. I get he's married to her. He's loved her all along. He has a daughter. Nobody wants to break up a marriage and a family and, hurt his daughter and all that. But it doesn't seem right. He says, I'm still struggling to understand a couple things. My wife said she wasn't attracted to the guys in her past as much as me. Bullshit. Now, I know I'm an attractive guy myself, and I've always gotten a decent amount of attention from women. And well, at least the guys that were in the video, they weren't good looking at all and were awkward on film. So I kind of believe my wife on the attraction part. Women may find this guy attractive, say he's a good looking guy, takes care of his body and his health. They may think he's physically attractive, but still, a nice guy's a nice guy, and they're not going to be drawn to the nice guy. I've known bad boy types that were definitely not the best looking guys, okay? They weren't exactly male models, but they got a lot of girls because of their attitude, and that's what drew the girls to them. A lot of good looking nice guys out there that girls aren't after because of that reason. First of all, I know girls lie about their past. You think? This is nothing new. I had a girlfriend in the past that told me all of her deepest, darkest secrets, but lied to me how many guys she's been with. Well, they all lie. Just the way guys will usually lie about how many girls they've been with, except guys will lie in terms of they'll have higher numbers, and the gals will lie with lower numbers. So for those commenters that are saying, leave your wife, leave her, your wife is a SLUT, only difference between my girl and yours is I actually know about her past. Dude, you do not know about your wife's past. You've only gotten some of her past. You will never know the whole thing about her past. So I get that much. But what I don't understand really, and I don't get, is why would she think that not opening up to me sexually early on would be a good idea? I've read relationship posts before, and it's always the women does a bait and switch. Super sexual when they were dating to get the ring, and then changes when we get married. I don't understand why he's reasoning with that. It makes zero sense. Sure, she can say she never gave a BJ before, but then try it for her first time with me. This is the part which really makes me doubt my wife's whole story. If you're a woman, please help me understand this. Well, I'm not a woman, but I can help you understand this. She settled for you. End of story. And she had your number, and she was right. He said in this story, I pretty much did everything for her and the daughter. I never wanted anything for me. All the money I made went to them, blah, 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 blah. She had your number. And gals, as they get older, they get out of college, they get in their mid-20s, they start seeing their friends get married, they want that ring on their finger themselves, they want that ceremony, that wedding, not the marriage, the wedding, and they pick their nice guy because they know the bad boys who they're having, threesomes with and all that, they're not the ones that are going to settle down. The fun guys, the bad boys, they're not marriage material, they pick the nice guys, and they do as little as possible. And the thing is, they can be physically attracted to them, think the guy's a good-looking guy, good shape, good body, and may even like his personality, but they're not drawn to him the way they are with the bad boys, and they don't need his validation, and therefore they're not going to be freaky in bed. He'll get the bare minimum right here. And so he's now giving her a second chance, and while again some of you could think, well, again, he's with her, he has a daughter and all, I just don't see it working out because these questions are going to plague him, and he's not going to trust her, and he can't have a relationship without trust. End of freaking story. I wish him the best. Maybe it will work out. I don't know, because this is the last part here. But the point is, you guys that do relationships, take your time. Get to know your girl. And if all of a sudden girls are paying attention to you, they never were when you're younger, be aware that the ones that are trying to settle down. And they may just bait and switch you, giving a lot of activities and adventures in the bedroom early on. to rope you in, but the second that ring's on the finger, it's like, see ya, I got my ring, and you're not getting anything. Be careful. Now some comments here to wrap this up. One guy says here, although a tape is not often involved, this is a pretty common situation. Basically, you have a nice guy who did not do well with women. He meets a gal who has already had all the fun with a-holes who know to F her raw, but not offer anything resembling stability, family, etc. The girl decides to hook up with a Poindexter for stability before her looks and rapidly depreciating assets fade away. The girl wants stability but doesn't want to put out for him. He doesn't get her wet after all. I don't blame her for that. The guy's clueless until he finds out that she has F5 guys at the same time. It's too late because they're already married with a kid. Any option is going to be an expensive one. Don't get married is the lesson. So right there, hit the nail on the head. Exactly what we have in this situation. And the guy says here, why would she keep the tape if she was traumatized or she felt taken advantage of? Why would she even be the one who would have the tape? If she's been taken advantage of by some douchebags, the dudes would have kept the tape, passed it around to their buddies, and then posted it online when they got bored, not give her the tape. The question that still remains is, which throws a wrench in a lot of these feel-good answers, is why'd she keep it? Yeah, because he found that tape of hers and she claimed she forgot about it. Sure, and she's the one that obviously didn't want to talk about that type of past and claimed she didn't like doing that stuff, but there was the videotape right there. Another one says here, you're wasting your time. She's an effing liar and a manipulative user. She's a narcissist, sociopath, and will try to make this your fault. The next thing she'll do is make a false accusation of spousal child abuse. You've been warned. Well, I hope that doesn't happen. Things like that do. I don't think some of that's going to happen, but you never know. And the last one, the guy says, if you do get back together with her, you are a sap, and she will cheat on you because she'll be waiting on you to do it to her out of revenge. Sure, you can now do all the nasty things you always wanted, but if it truly isn't or wasn't reciprocated, are you really okay with that? Nearly every wife has had a past she'd probably not want to fill her hubby in on, but her lack of affection for you was genuine. You deserve to be with someone who values you and looks at you the same with passion as you throw at her. Your wife is more than likely lying, feigning regret, and probably cheating on you, or has. Get out OP. While you still have the grounds for a divorce where she won't screw you royally. I'm proud that you're willing to work on a terrible situation too, but Jesus, OP, grow a pair. Okay, so you got a bunch of opinions there. I just don't think it's going to work out. I think he wants it to work out for obvious reasons. He has a daughter with her and he loved her, but it's all about actions, guys. Pay attention to people's actions. And it goes for both ways, for men and women. But in this situation, since this is a men's channel, and I deal with relationships and help guys with the gals, if her actions are saying one thing and her words are saying other, always pay attention to the actions. This is everything. And her actions have shown this guy is just a ring on her finger. He's a provider, not a whole lot. Even though she is actually attracted to him and may like him as a person, but she's not drawn to him. And no guy wants to be with a gal that isn't attracted to him in the way that she wants to. You get the point. So, but this story is just way too common. I've done so many just like this. So be aware of that, guys. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.